Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to a super terrific Sunday. Welcome to the daily antidote of song. Oh my goodness, it's so great to see you. Hello, Facebook Live. Hello, come on in the room. There's plenty good room for all y'all. And I'm Andrea Blackford, and I'm happy to be your host today for the daily antidote of song. We're changing the world one song at a time. Hello, 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 Jim Harkless. Hello, Keith. Hello, Jackie. Hello, members of Jubilee Voices that are going to be singing with us today. Hello, 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 Harold. Hello, Cricket. Hello, Trish. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Ruth in Birmingham, England. Hello, Hoda. It's been great knowing you all this week. Hello, Archie in Hindi. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Phil and Sister in Newcastle. Hello, Susan. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Martha Wagner. Hello, Julie in Ontario. Hello, Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Hello, Carolyn of Boise. Hello, Susan Miller in Seattle. Hello, Elizabeth Fulford. How are you doing? Hello. Let's see. Sarah Page and Bonnie Schuster in Boise. Hello, Luda and Mark in Victoria, BC. Hello, oh, these names are just flying. Aloysius and Michelle Schuster and Jamie and Sherry Shakti and Renata. Hello, Cricket. Hello, Annette. Hello, Ray. Hello, here's Paulette Grady, another member of Jubilee Voices. Hello, Beryl. Hello, Julie. Hello, Carol J. Hello, LMG. Hi, Carolyn Quant. Hi, James Fields. Hope everything's going well with everyone on this glorious Super Sunday. And I think I've gotten everybody. So today, me and my musical partner in crime, Betsy Miller, are going to who is the music director for Washington Revels. We're going to walk you through a little bit of song and fun with Jubilee Voices today. We love doing Sundays. We love singing this stuff. We're so excited. I want to tell you about some things that are coming up. Now, we have today at the Tacoma Park Folk Festival Maritime Voices. There are sister brother group, and they sing seafaring songs and shanties and stuff like that. I believe, Betsy, this is also online as well as in person.
Yes, it's going to be live streamed as well as in person.
So you will have no excuse. You can watch it and revel on with Maritime Voices. And in a couple, coming soon is Gallery Voices, our madrigal singing partners in crime, who are going to be singing wonderful stuff to close out the season for the carousel at Glen Echo. And that's on September 26th. So get your Hey Nani Nani on and come on down and hear these wonderful singers. They're a great group led by Betsy. We have Christmas Revels coming up. We are hoping that we'll be able to have our in-person Christmas Revels this year. So what we're doing is we have auditions and information for you. All that's going to be in links in the chat run by the able and wonderful Erin Geyer for us today, who's doing tech. And she will lead us through what the upcoming stuff for you to be aware of. So you can join us in the future. I'm talking too much. We need to get to singing. So this is Revels Week, and welcome. And this is the last day of Revels Week, but we have a bit of a treat for you. And the treat is Jubilee Voices and the many perspectives that we bring to African American traditional music. Now today, we're going to sing a song you all know. You know how I know you all know it? Because many of you have gray hair like mine. And have children you've taught this to. We're going to sing Michael Row the Boat Ashore. This song came from the Georgia Sea Islands, and it became popular in the 60s, where some of us came up, okay? And it's a great campfire song, but it was also one of those coded songs that was used during the time of enslavement to let people know it's time to go, y'all. It had a signal, Michael Row the Boat Ashore. And I know that many artists have covered this, Peter, Paul, and Mary. I heard this at Cribside. My parents made sure I knew it. And if you don't know it, you will at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach the song. Harold and myself are going to teach the song.
Are we going to teach?
We're going to teach.
Okay.
How many of you all know this? We're going to review the song.
We're going to do a review.
Review, because y'all know this. Okay. All right. So, let's see. A flat, my friend?
A flat.
All right. He's going to sing it through once, and then we're going to do it for real, as the kids say. So, ready, Jubilee? Okay, we're singing it through once for everyone, and then what we're going to do is go for it.
I'll let you give me the tempo.
Uh-oh. Okay. Michael
Row
rowed
the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Let's do that again.
Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Hello.
We haven't started yet.
We have started. Has everybody got it? We're all good. I need to see thumbs up here. Awesomeness. Okay, here we go. For real. Okay? All right.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. He's muted.
Wait, you're muted, my love.
Lord,
You just muted. He's muted again. You can sing it again.
Okay, Jim, we're going to have you sing that again. Let's sing the chorus.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Jordan rivers deep and wide. Hallelujah. Meet my mother on the other side. Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
River Jordan, chilly and cold. Hallelujah. Tills the body, but not the soul. Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Michael's boat is a gospel boat. Hallelujah. Michael's boat is a gospel boat. Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Hey, blow your trumpet horn. Hallelujah. Trumpets sound the world around. Hallelujah. Michael, row your boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael, row the ashore. Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Woo! Okay, that was fun. That was fun. It was also a work song. That was something you did when you were doing work. So, spirituals and songs like these served many purposes. Imagine how, you know, repetitive and boring it would be to haul boats all day. And this helped pass the time. It was also a means of expression. And also, as we spoke earlier, it was a way for folks to get key messages out to one another. You know, there were some places where people who were enslaved couldn't even gather in groups of more than two because people were keeping an eye and keeping down slave rebellions and stuff like that. So this was hiding in plain sight. It was a way of communication. And it's wonderful that this tradition and this song carries through to this very day. And that's what we want you to do with Daily Antidote. Not just enjoy it here, but also to take it out and sing it with everyone else. Betsy, do you have any insights or comments you want to add?
Well, I don't have any insights or comments, but as you can see, I just came directly from church service. So sorry to be late today. Somebody did ask, who is Michael? I think we're talking about Saint Michael, the steersman, right?
Yes. In one tradition, if you're singing, I Saw Three Ships, Saint Michael was the steersman. Also, some people like to think Michael the archangel. Some people, so, you know, we sing about African Americans when they were brought to this country, were pretty much stripped of their belief systems. And so many of them took on the Christian tradition. Many remained Muslim or whatever tradition they had grown in. But we use these songs as a way of expression, of protest, and of hope. So I'd like to think with this song, my mother would tell me Michael was the archangel. But that's pretty reflective of my Catholic upbringing. But no matter who it meant to whoever sang it, we were talking about getting to the other side, you know, gaining freedom. And if you look, research the song, there are lots and lots and lots of verses, all reflective of hope. And it's more, these songs are more than just Bible stories in this context, this historical context. So I invite you all to explore and read more about those.
So, since you are the leader of Jubilee Voices and your gang is all here today, I wonder if we talked a lot about your performance yesterday at the Marietta House Museum. Can you reflect on like just any reflections from yesterday or anything you want to share with us?
I'd love to, and I'm going to invite the group to add their experiences as well, if that's helpful. I'm sorry, my nose is buzzing today, and that means that I am singing correctly or my allergies are going crazy, so I'm sorry. Maybe both. But yesterday we sang at Marietta House Mansion, and it was an experience on several levels. Number one, to sing in an area where we know our ancestors lived, worked, and died was very, very moving. And to work with Joe McGill of the Slave Dwelling Project was an honor, a privilege, and an epiphany. Because Joe McGill, for this project, has literally slept in slave cabins, outhouses, and tents on these grounds for several years now. And the participants in the Echoes of the Enslaved conference kind of got a unique perspective of what it had been like for those people. And they learned about the history of the people. And one of the things that we know is throughout our performance, we wove in information about the enslaved people at Marietta House. And even though we don't know the totality of their stories, we do know that many of them did escape, and they sort of drop off the historic record, some of them, and that's an indication that they may have been free. They may have gotten away to be free. And that's something that gives us all hope and something to inspire to. There is one thing that was a very personal experience for me. At one point, Mr. McGill pointed out to me that there were fingerprints in the bricks. Enslaved people made those bricks for that mansion, and there are fingerprints of some of those bricks.
You know, I think that brings to mind when we look at the pyramids and those ancient histories, to let you know that for those that are today, we were here yesterday. Don't forget us. Remember us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that was something that we kept iterating. We cannot forget. We can't forget these incidents and these people, because they make up who we are. We are here because of them. Would somebody else from the group like to talk a little bit about yesterday?
Well, I would. It meant a great deal to me because my family is from Maryland. It's not, as far as I can trace, my great great grandfather was in the census in Anne Arundel County. So my people came from Maryland. On my father's side, they were on the boat. But on my mother's side, they came from Maryland, and my grandmother was born in Baltimore after they moved to the city. So every time I go somewhere in Maryland and I see the old cemeteries and the old slave plantations, it reminds me that that's my roots. That's where my roots are from. And singing there it was a beautiful day. It was such a gorgeous day. And it really, you could feel the spirit of the people who were enslaved there listening to us.
In that vein, it reminds me of another concert we did at Riversdale House, which is also in Prince George's County. And we were to gather. There was another conference. It was at night. We were to gather on the front steps of Riversdale House and sing to these folks as they came out. And we were in costume, and we were waiting, and it was a little chilly, and we were getting a little bored, and then all of a sudden we heard singing. And we're like, who that? There was no one else around. We heard singing. We like to think those are our ancestors telling us, chill out, you got this, you will be doing fine. And it was really, remember that, Harold? We were all standing there, we heard singing, and we're like, it was faint, but we heard singing. And it tells us that we're not alone. They are with us. You are the result of a love of thousands. And I'm misquoting a poem, but I love that poem because it's true. All these people came forward in life and in time and in history to make you. And you too are part of that history, and you'll be passing that on to someone else. I mean, just thinking that makes me excited for the future, because one day somebody will be sitting up and talking about us getting together in a time where we couldn't connect with each other personally, and keeping our traditions by singing.
My favorite was that kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen.
Oh, they had a large colonial kitchen there with cornbread, well, renditions of cornbread.
Corn mush.
Yeah.
Corn mush. And
there was fish that looked like it was grilling.
Yes. And there was cracklings, something I have not seen since I was a little girl. Cracklings are the pig skin that's fried, and so it's crunchy and crisp, and you used to put it in bread. And yeah, I don't eat that anymore, but I miss it.
Unfortunately, the food as well as the life itself was dispersed according to how the so-called master wanted to uplift or punish. So there are a lot of people that, as you heard in some biblical stories, getting the crumbs of the table. So it wasn't all so pretty thinking about the colonial kitchen.
Yes. In fact, they had a representation of a peck of corn. Think of maybe a half a sack of flour, and that was supposed to last you for 6 months to a year. It was crazy. Does anybody else want to talk from yesterday? Anybody else from Jubilee Voices?
Well, I want to say that being there was a bit quietening to me, make me settle myself in my family. I'm my family's historian, but there are two generations between myself and slavery, my father and my grandfather, and before that we were slaves. So in our family, coming out of Mississippi, the family is very big on keeping family history and knowing where we've come from. So just being in that house, I've been in others similar to it in Mississippi, where my people were enslaved, and just being in that house, being there, it made me rather quiet. That's the only word I can use to describe that experience is quiet. I don't know what else to say. But one word is quiet. It quieted my soul.
Yes.
I encourage any of you in the area to visit Marietta House Museum.
Hi,
And
Andrea.
yeah, go ahead, Paulette. You got it.
Hi, I wasn't. Hi, I wasn't there yesterday, but you know what I find intriguing is just hearing you all talk about the program yesterday and how everything inspired you all. You know, going into the kitchen and seeing the replications of the meals, and I almost felt like I was.
That's why I
That's beautiful.
encourage wherever you are, if you have if there are properties like this, go and visit, learn more.
Andrea,
Yes, Jim.
you all have said everything that probably needs to be said. But to me, it is always so magical. And what's so different about Jubilee Voices is that every time we are in these places, we just sing as though no other group sings the way we do because we're so inspired by the places where we are and those ancestors who are still supporting us. And it's each time I'm amazed that each time we get better and better because of that experience.
Yes, Amanda, Michigan has lots of Underground Railroad history and lore. I'm thinking of that huge congregational church downtown, so much. And the thing is, when we saw the fingerprints, I thought, oh, I thought you could only see that in Charleston. No, that's not true. You can look for these things in the places where you live, whether they're in the DMV or anywhere else, and explore them for yourself. It's fascinating. It's wonderful stuff. It makes me want to sing again.
Well, that's a great transition, Andrea, because I think it is time to sing again. And I think that everything that you've all reflected on is inspiration to all of us. I mean, even if that we're not in historic places right now, but I think that we can imagine going back in time and feeling the voices of our ancestors. And let's just sing this wonderful song again.
Let's just sing the whole thing, shall we? So, you ready to start? We'll start with a chorus and then we'll launch right back in with the first verse. Okay, everyone?
Okay.
All right, let me give you your note again.
Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah.
Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Jordan rivers deep and wide, hallelujah. Meet my mother on the other side, hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Out in the river, chilly and cold, hallelujah. Chills the body, but not the soul, hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Michael's boat is a gospel boat. Hallelujah. Michael's boat is a gospel boat. Hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Gabriel, blow the trumpet horn, hallelujah. Trumpets sound the world around, hallelujah. Michael, row your boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael, row the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah.
Thank you, everyone. This was a wonderful time together, and we love singing for you on Sundays, especially because in our tradition, there is a song called Where Every Day is Like Sunday, and it has its roots back to when our enslaved ancestors had the day off. They were given the day off. So let's think about folk and as we traverse this Sunday, have a wonderful week. And keep in mind, we still have this afternoon the Maritime Voices singing at the Tacoma Park Folk Festival. What time is that, Betsy? Do you know?
I don't know. I think it's like 2:00 or 2:45. I know that's their call time.
Right.
But, so it's probably sometime later in the afternoon. You have plenty of time to find out when it is.
Yes, because you can look in the links that Aaron is putting up. I keep forgetting about that. Thank you, Aaron.
I'm going to be singing with them, and it's at 3 and at 4.
That's
Three,
right.
3 outdoors and 4 indoors.
Thank you. And
Thank you,
the
Jim.
4:00 one, I think, is the one that's going to be live streamed. So
There we go.
one way or the other, you get to hear them.
And see, this is the cool thing about this community. We had some members from this community come to our performance yesterday, and their presence was welcome. One of them was Katie. And that was wonderful to see friendly faces there. And we look forward to seeing your friendly faces in the future because we love Daily Antidote Song and we love you. So it's time to say goodbye. And I'm going to have Betsy do the goodbyes. It's the end of Revels week.
All right. Well, goodbye. Goodbye.
But before we start, I'd like to...
Go ahead.
Joe has an announcement. I knew I'd forget that. Joe has
That's
an
all right.
announcement.
No, you're great. Thank you. You guys are so amazing. Can we all please give it up to Betsy and Andrea and the Jubilee Voices and all of the amazing Washington Revels folks who jumped in this week to make this week so amazing. Please join us next week. We are going to have Village Harmony and Friends. One of the really neat things about the fact that some folks are getting more and more in person is we are able to connect up with people who are touring and actually get whole groups in. So Northern Harmony is going to be together for the week touring, and they're going to come in and sing different songs from their concert, I think 4 days next week. We're also going to have the Johnson Girls, who are a female sea shanty group. We had Deirdre Murtha in the room recently, and she's going to bring the whole group because they're together performing, and a couple of other treats. So please make sure you join us every day next week. And thanks again, Washington Revels. You guys were amazing.
Yay!
Yeah, I saw that someone posted in the chat that Emma's Revolution is celebrating their 20th anniversary at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So several things happening today, but we know them well from the Daily Antidote of Song. Well, thank you for to Carpe Diem Arts for supporting this wonderful program, and thank you all for being here this week. It's really been an enjoyable week for me, and I love getting to co-host with my dear friend Andrea Blackford, and I love the fact that we ended with Jubilee Voices and this wonderful song that kind of took me from church to continue church. I'm having extra church today, so thank you for that. So goodbye to Joe Rossi, again, our spiritual leader every day at noon. She makes this happen, and I thank her for her service. Thank you for Aaron for all the tech support today. And goodbye to Jubilee Voices, Paulette. Nice to see you today. I see you, yay. Bye-bye, Paulette. Bye-bye to Andrea and Harold. And to Jim Harkless, nice to see you as always. And Jim, good luck with your performances this afternoon. Wonderful to see you, Jackie, with your musical notes behind you. And Keith, who we saw earlier this week. So great to hear you and see you again today. Bye-bye to Brian and Deli. Hi, Deli and Kathy. Nice to see you, and Trish and friend. Sheila in Florida, Ruth in England. Hoda, nice to see you as always. I always enjoy just seeing you enjoying the music and really getting into it. Phil and your sister in Newcastle, great to see you both. Bye-bye, Susan. Hello and goodbye to Kevin in New Hampshire, to Martha and Julie. Bye-bye, Julie. Amanda and Miles, nice to see you in Michigan, and Carolyn in Boise, and Susan in Seattle, and Bonnie in Boise. All people from the west side of the country. Nice to see you today. I see Michelle Schuster and Jamie and Victoria, Renata, Cricket, nice to see you. Annette, nice to see you today. And Anne, and now I have to reorient myself to the next screen. Sandy, nice to see you. And thank you for that wonderful book that you sent me a while back. Bye-bye, Caroline in DC, and Storm, and Isabel, and Laura in Vermont, and Kate in Charlottesville, and Tora and Joel in Massachusetts, Deborah in Kentucky, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Becky in British Columbia, Sarah in Texas. I feel like I'm just traveling all over the country. See you later, Lynn and Anne. Great to see you all today. And thank you, Busy, once again for your support of this wonderful program. Busy Graham and Carpe Diem Arts. Charlie, nice to see you today, and have a great, wonderful day. Everybody have a wonderful day. Lisa in looks like, I don't know, Clarksville, and Julie in California, and Carol in Connecticut, Michelle and Thomasina and Amos. Nice to see all of you today, and thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful Sunday and enjoy the rest of this glorious day. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are.